Hello. Cool.
How's it going this morning?
Good.
That's good. We're gonna try to rapid fire all the assessments today. we got the CDA done, but we gotta do the birds noisy today.
Yeah, they like to hang out.
Sounds like it's a windy day too.
It is.
So we have to do, all the fun annual stuff. So a PHQ-9, a wellness alert, a HOODAS, and then if we can get to it today too, the crisis response plan, I guess, is supposed to be done annually. So I'll just go in the order they are in this packet, I suppose.
Cool.
So the first section, you've probably done a million alert forms at this point, but you're just supposed to think about your experience in the past week. So the first one is, how much of the following problems bother you? Nervousness or shakiness? And it's that, not at all, little, somewhat, a lot.
None.
Okay. Feeling sad or blue?
None.
Feeling hopeless about the future?
None.
Feeling everything is an effort?
We're talking about emotional stuff, right? So none.
Feeling no interest in things?
None.
Your heart pounding or racing?
Maybe once, like when I woke up in the middle of the night, but I went back to sleep. So you could put like moderate or whatever.
Okay. What about trouble sleeping?
Oh yeah, it was terrible, but not. Okay, so I hurt my knee, and it was like the worst pain I've ever had, and I'm just barely starting to walk again today. So I've been kind of down for a little over a week, but I feel good. I feel good now. So, but I mean, seriously, like last week was terrible. So all those answers are funny, but they're not talking about my physical ability. But anyway, so I slept like hell. It's actually the lowest sleep score I've ever had on Fitbit. But it was because I could only sleep like 2 or 3 hours at a time without excruciating pain.
Right. And you never figured out what you did to your knee?
You know, all I did was just, I went to get on the couch, and I just put my knee down on the cushion. And the cushions are thick. It's a nicer couch, you know? And so all I can think of is that it just kind of like just pushed it, you know, like just a little too hard. Because I went down pretty quick. It wasn't like I slowly got down on the couch. I just put my knee on it and went, you know? And and something, whatever happened. So anyways, yeah, this last weekend, not the one that we just had, but the one before that, was excruciating. Like just last week sucked. And so, but I feel good today, so.
Well, I'm glad that it's feeling better without needing to go in or having the doctor come out.
Yeah. It's still swollen a little bit. Like I can still feel the swelling, but I can walk up and down stairs if I wanted to. I'm still taking it easy, but I forget sometimes. And so I like want to run or, you know, because it's like, holy crap, dude, stop.
But it's getting in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
From last week. What about feeling fearful or afraid?
No. Other than knee stuff. There again, it's all funny because it's relative, but not emotionally.
Right. All of their skills are very relative. I didn't come up with them, but the HOODAS has a lot like that too. Difficulty at home.
No.
Difficulty socially.
You know, I always say yes on those just because I can't go socialize with people, so I always put it a little higher than none. But if I was around somebody, I can talk to them. So I don't know exactly what they mean, so whatever.
Right.
So you can put anything on that.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next part is how much do you agree with the following statements? And the first one is, I feel good about myself. With strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree being your choices.
Oh, there's no middle one. I always forget that. It's like it's right in between the two middle ones, so you can go either way. Probably disagree a little bit, just for the fact that I'm wanting to get out and I can't yet.
Right. What about I can deal with my problem?
As long as my problem isn't going out. But if my problem's going out, then I can't. So it's like I have one big problem. I try not to think about it all the time, So
Right.
normally I don't feel bad or sad, or because I just don't think about that thing, when in reality I probably should a little bit more and work on it, address it.
Yeah, I don't know why this one doesn't have like a neutral, because I have people all the time that are like, can I just circle in the middle? And I'm like, I don't know what they'll do with that, but sure. I am able to accomplish the things I want.
There again, everything. Well, this last week, no, obviously, because I couldn't even. It took me 20 minutes to go to the bathroom. To walk from the front room to the bathroom, and it's like 15 feet. But that's not what they're talking about. So, no, I'm not. So, disagree. I wouldn't strongly disagree, but just disagree.
Okay.
So we can move it along.
I have friends or family that I can count on for help.
I'll just hit disagree on that one too. Just a slight disagree.
Okay. Did you have any drinks of alcohol in the past week?
No, I don't. I'm not a drinker. I have in the past in my life, but I don't drink. Not an alcoholic. Never been an alcoholic. I just don't do it.
Right. In general, would you say your health is, so this is physical health, from my understanding?
Yes.
Is excellent, very good, fair, or poor?
Just in the middle, like good, probably. A lot better than it used to be. It used to be terrible, so.
Right. And then, do you have any of the following serious chronic medical problems? Asthma, diabetes, heart disease, back pain or other chronic pain, or other?
No.
Okay. In the past 6 months, how many times did you visit a medical doctor? Or I guess did one visit
One.
you? One. That's only if you're employed. Only if you're employed. That's going to be no. The last three questions are no, because they're all related to drug use and like, have people criticized your drug use? Have people said you have to cut back? So.
Well, I am taking drugs now, so.
I don't think that's what they're screening for. Now it's the PHQ-9, which I'm sure you've also done a million times. So number one is this one you're supposed to think of the past 2 weeks. So the first one is little interest or pleasure in doing things. Not at all, several days, more than half the days, nearly every day.
I'm good. I like to do stuff, so whatever that answer is.
Feeling down, depressed, or hopeless?
No, I'm on an antidepressant. I don't even know if I could if I wanted to. Yeah, right? I mean, that's what this shit is. This Zoloft.
Right? I guess that's what the hope is. Trouble falling or staying asleep or sleeping too much. That's going to, again, be the same thing where in the last 2 weeks.
So I'm good. My sleep's probably one of my stronger suits. Last night, I finally got to sleep, and I slept for like 7.5 hours, which is, to me, oversleeping, but it was well needed.
Right. What about feeling tired or having little energy?
Yeah, that's last week, but not from anything mental, so no.
Okay. What about poor appetite or overeating?
Yeah, it's a tough one, because these pills make me not hungry, which is fine. So I would just leave it. Whatever the answer with that. Like I'm good.
What about feeling bad about yourself, or that you are a failure, or have let yourself or your family down?
Normally I'd say yes, but like I said, these pills kind of make it where you don't think. I don't want to say clearly, but like if it's not something you should be thinking about at that moment, like you're not thinking about it. So I don't know, maybe a little bit more present or something. I just don't dwell on crap. It's kind of cool in a way.
Right.
So what I did, not that this is going to help us speed along, because now I'm just going to talk, but what I did is I pushed. I used to take the pills in the morning, like about 6, and I noticed that I was like super tired, kind of all day. So what I waited until I got used to them. So I was at 5 weeks yesterday, so I've been on it at the 100 milligram for a while now. I have a meeting with Renee tomorrow. But anyways, what I've done is I took a pill like at 11, and then 1, and then 4, and then 6:30 or 7. It was 7, and then last night I took it at about almost 10 at night, and then I went to bed last night. So, and I felt like I rested. I felt like I'm pretty good with everything. So I'm going to take it at night now, and just I already feel better. Like I do feel like I'm missing I'm like, oh shit, I was supposed to take that, but but I'm like, oh, it's tonight. It's tonight. So anyways, I'm going to see how that works. But as of last night, I crashed. I slept. So.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that would also help with when you were I don't know if you're still getting like that burst of energy, but if you're taking it at night, maybe you'll get it during the day instead of randomly at like 4 in the morning, like you were.
Right, and that was the weird part. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I don't get that energy from it anymore, anyways.
Oh, okay.
So that could have definitely been a thought. A thought triggered, like, oh, like, let's ride it. Because I don't panic as like I used to. So when I get a feeling, that used to be the worst thing ever. If I got a feeling, it didn't matter what the feeling was. But,
right.
All right.
What about trouble concentrating on things such as reading the newspaper or watching television?
Good thing this is updated, right?
Yeah.
You have trouble concentrating on anything that's not 20-second TikToks? No, I'm good.
That's what it should say.
Yeah.
Nobody reads the newspaper well, maybe not nobody.
Yeah, my neighbor across the street does. Nobody under 50 reads the newspaper. Yeah. I sat down and did that thing you sent me right before we got on here, and I was super legit. Like it was crazy. I could just sit down and read and concentrate. So yeah, I'm no problem at all.
Okay. What about moving or speaking so slowly that other people could have noticed, or the opposite, being so fidgety or restless that you've been moving around a lot more than usual?
No, I'm good. My girlfriend thinks I talk too slow sometimes when I'm trying to tell her a story or something. She wants the end of the story before the story begins, but that's definitely not what you're talking about. So.
No. What about thoughts that you would be better off dead or hurting yourself?
Nope.
Okay. If you checked off any of the problems, how difficult have these problems made it for you to do your work, take care of things at home, or get along with other people? Choices are not difficult at all, somewhat difficult, very difficult, or extremely difficult.
I don't know. Probably right in the middle there, because if I could do stuff, my relationships would be different.
Right.
So you can just like the middle, whatever the middle is.
Okay.
Might as well be fair with the test.
Right. Let me count this real quick. 1, 2, 3.
It's like I have nothing wrong with me unless I leave my house, and then I'm a fruit. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's like it's such a hard thing to do all these tests. It's like, yeah, well, if I'm home, I'm this way, but if I'm out, I'm it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
But anyways, we're working on that, so it's all good.
And now for the Houdons, Daz. I don't know which way you're supposed to say, but that thing, which is also one of those lots of subjective. And we did one it hasn't been 3 months since we did the one because you were overdue when I started seeing you. But since we're doing the annual, like all this stuff has to be there. So you got to do it sooner than usual. This one is in the last 30 days. How much difficulty did you have in concentrating or doing something for 10 minutes?
None.
That scale. None, mild, moderate, severe, extreme, or cannot do.
Right.
What about remembering to do important things?
I'm good there too, because I don't remember shit. I just put it in my phone. I have a calendar.
Right. What about analyzing and finding solutions to problems in day-to-day life?
I think that's what I'm best at. Honestly, if you had to make like a thing of my strengths, I think that's my number one.
Okay. What about learning a new task? For example, learning how to get to a new place.
Haha, I'm good, except for I don't push into it.
Great. What about generally understanding what people say?
I'm good. Definitely on top of that one.
What about starting and maintaining a conversation? Well, obviously, you can do that just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine there.
What about standing for long periods, such as 30 minutes?
Haha, that's funny. Other than this week, I'm fine. This week, not a chance.
Right. What about, that's probably what all of these are going to be. Usually not now your knees.
Yeah.
So, because there's like standing up from sitting down.
Yeah, the lightheadedness.
Moving around inside your home.
I'm good.
Then there's the one that we question which way to do it because it's getting out of your home and we don't know if that's supposed to be physically
yeah.
Get out of my home.
So I always put that one at the hardest. That one's always like I just max it out.
Right. What about walking a long distance, such as a kilometer, because that's how we measure things here.
Right. So I can walk a kilometer on a treadmill, but I can't walk a kilometer from my house. Whatever the hell a kilometer is. I don't know if that's like 2 miles or a half a mile.
I don't know. Why is it on kilometer? This is used by Medicaid, which I think is a United States thing. But it also had reading a newspaper, so wow. The next section is self-care. Do you have any difficulty washing your whole body?
No.
What about getting dressed?
I'm good.
Eating?
Just eating, period? Yeah.
I mean, that's what it says, it's eating.
Now, eating healthy, that's another one, but eating, I'm good.
What about staying by yourself for a few days?
I don't like that one, so I'm better than I used to be, but I'm still not a huge fan of it.
Okay. So do you feel like it's mild or moderate?
Moderate.
Okay. The next section is getting along with people. The first one is dealing with people you do not know.
I'm good. I always feel like I could probably just get married. You know what I mean? Like just meet somebody at a store, marry them, and I could be happy for 70 years. Because I'm very, I don't know, the word like apathetic or something. Basically, I can just adapt very quickly and placate even though I would still be basically I'm just happy all the time, and so it would be very easy for me to be happy with almost anybody unless they were like some weird, criminal.
Right. What about maintaining a friendship?
Yeah, so that one I always have. That one's one of those ones, right? Like I have no problem maintaining friendships because I'm very personable, and people like me and all that. The only problem I have with that one is that I can't go places, so I stop talking to people if they ask me to go do something. So like, hey, let's go do something one of these days, and I'm like, yeah, cool, and then I don't talk to them because I know I can't, and so I don't want to feel dumb about it. If they ask me again and again, like later. And so I just kind of like stop talking to them. And there again, I have really good friends and I don't talk to them. And so that's not really maintaining a friendship. It's just
Right.
it's just hiding. Because nobody knows I have what I have, right? And so it's better just to dog them than have them find out, or whatever words you want to use.
Right. What about getting along with people who are close to you?
No problem.
Okay. What about making new friends?
No, zero problem.
What about sexual activities?
Like, do I have problems with sexual activities?
Yeah.
No, not even on my medication. I'm good.
Next page. In the last 30 days, how much difficulty did you have taking care of your household responsibilities?
Couldn't do crap. But none because of what they mean. But yeah, I was broken.
Okay. What about doing most important household tasks well?
There again, I'm good.
Okay. What about getting all of the household work done that you needed to do?
Yeah. Obviously, this week I didn't do anything, but I didn't do anything, so therefore nothing was dirty, so it's all good.
Right. What about getting your household work done as quickly as needed?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. And the last one is participation in society. So in the past
terrible.
30 days, how much of a problem did you have in joining in community activities in the same way as everyone else can?
Right. Yeah, I'm terrible at that. So.
Okay. How much of a problem did you have because of barriers or hindrances around you?
100%. Whatever the bad one is.
Okay. How much of a problem did you have living with dignity because of the attitudes or actions of others?
That one's zero. I mean, I don't care about other people's stuff, so I'm good.
Okay. How much time did you spend on your health condition or its consequences?
100 million hours. No. Over this last week, it's been shit. So the whole time, I don't know. Other than that, I spend 7 hours a week or so on it, but because of my mental problem, with you and other things.
Right. How much have you been emotionally affected by your health condition?
It draws on you, drains you a little bit. But there again, like I said, I don't think about it often and for very long. So, and now I'm on medication. It makes it almost impossible. But I'm trying to think how it used to be.
How much has your health been a drain on financial resources?
A lot.
Okay.
All the way up, whatever that is.
How much of a problem did your family have because of your health problem?
All the way up on that one too.
Okay. And then how much of a problem did you have in doing things by yourself for relaxation or pleasure?
It's difficult. It's probably not all the way up on that one, but it's still difficult.
Okay. Do you feel like it's at the moderate or severe then if it's not all the way up?
Yeah, that's fine. Moderate's fine.
Okay. That's that one. We're getting there. I had it open and then is it this? I don't think you can type on that one. Just give me one momento. Is that I don't think that's the PDF. Is this the PDF? Like I can type on it? No, that's not the one I can type on.
Can't type on it.
There's one that's things got moved around here, so oh, there we go, intake. And then intake packet, and then this one. Okay, here's the one. I found it.
You did it.
I just save it. Save as. Okay. So this is the crisis response plan, which they also have. It used to be just in the paperwork we gave you, and then changed it to something we do with you because so many people were skipping it. So the first section is, what symptoms do you experience when they use the same word twice. Cool. What symptoms do you experience when you are experiencing a crisis? Which crisis, I guess, could be whatever it means to you. I guess for you it would mean.
Right. So it would be like my anxiety. So it's just usually an overwhelming feeling that I feel like I have no control over. And then what happens is I start to, the normal panic stuff, like, so hands sweaty, I can't think even though I am thinking. That one always confuses everybody, because when I say I can't think, it means I can only think of one thing and there's nothing else in the world, so I can't think of anything else, but I call it not being able to think.
Right.
And then I also get a feeling like that I'm getting, it's such a weird one, I don't know how to describe it. I usually just use words, so it's like almost like I'm going to fall upwards, like gravity doesn't work for me.
Okay. Anything else for their symptoms?
Nah, that's pretty much it. I mean, other than just panic, but
right.
I don't know if that's a symptom.
Okay, what stressors or triggers lead up to experiencing the crisis symptoms?
The further I get away from my house. So probably a thought or a belief. Oh wait, it has to be one of those two. But yeah, it's just the leaving.
And what are some of your coping skills that you could use in response to crisis symptoms?
One of my main ones is walk, like just moving, like just doing something, getting around. Another one is like trying to play with my dog, like really quick, like just basically distraction. But I mean, that's the whole point. So what am I distracting myself with? And then uh, and then if I'm obviously out, then it would be turning around and coming back. So I don't really have a lot. The main one that I need to establish is if I just sit there long enough, it goes away. But I don't do that one yet. So, but that's where I would like to go at some point.
Right. The next section is people who can provide a distraction for you when you're experiencing a crisis. And this has two that are very similar. So the first one is people who can provide a distraction, and the second one is social supports or resources available. So the first one kind of is like they can provide a distraction. The second one is I'd be willing to tell them that I am in crisis potentially if I need to.
Right. And I'm supposed to name you people or something?
Yes, it has 2 lines for people.
Ugh, that's tough. So usually when I'm anxious, I don't want people to know, and so I want to be by myself, but I want to know that somebody's around. So I don't know if that makes sense. And therefore, when I'm in the situation, I want to be away from them, but I don't want them to be away from me. And so, like, I'll go outside, but I want them at my house. I don't know if that makes any sense. And so, like, my neighbor is one. He's actually a therapist, but he's a good buddy of mine. His name's Shannon. And so I know I can call Shannon anytime, any day. I can at 3 a.m. or 1 p.m, and he'll answer. And so knowing that, I don't ever call him. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It's just the reassurance that you
Yeah, so
that you would. Okay. Is Shannon, you said Shannon?
yeah, it's Shannon Brown.
Is that
Shanon maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, he works for what's that medical place that's kind of all over town? There's one in the mall parking lot.
I don't know.
Anyways, they have buildings all over town. Like, I think you go there if you're at low income. But
Is it Health
West. Yeah, he's the therapist for Health West.
Gotcha.
He does what you do, sort of. He works in American Falls one day too. I think it's Wednesdays or something.
Right. And then it has 2 spots for places that can provide a distraction, but I'm assuming for you, the place would just be being
home.
At home.
Yeah.
Okay. Under social supports or resources available when in crisis, would you want me to just put the same thing?
Yeah, it would be basically the same thing. There again, it's knowing that it's something I could do is more reassuring than me actually doing it. It's that carrying that pill in my pocket with me instead of taking the pill. Because if the pill didn't work, then it would change my belief. So I'd be more scared of taking it than carrying it. When in reality, all that's working is the distraction.
Right. I don't know if I actually need my phone number on this, or not my phone number, the office phone number. This last part is just like the clinician name, probably like CBRS workers, it's like professionals that you could reach out to.
Right.
Or could reach out to. What is the one thing that is most important to you and worth living for?
What? That's weird. I guess my daughter.
That's weird. It's a box that's on most crisis plans, because if the person's safety issue is like feeling suicidal, then having something that's like, this is what is most important to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it.
At least I put the right last name this time.
Yeah, it's a step in the direction.
The first time, I don't know what happened, that created mass confusion because I turned something in that had your first name but a different last name. And I don't know, I think it was like because of who I saw after you, like I blended them together in my head. And then I got out of the session and there was like this whole chat and they're like, who is this? I can't find anyone in the system. Like, we received this. And then I had to be like, oh, yeah, I guess that'd be a new person. Sorry. Thought I saved that as.
My chicken decided to come say hi.
Hi, chicken.
That's the only nice one I have. She'll sit on my lap and hang out and let me hold her and stuff. The other ones don't do that.
Right. Well, I guess it's good to at least have one nice one. I guess it kind of just, they have their own little personalities like anything else.
Yeah.
Because I know I've had people who had ones that were basically very social. I didn't really know that was the sound they made, but I've heard other sounds they make, not that one.
My other hen over there, she crows every morning.
I thought it was supposed to be the rooster that crowed.
Well, I think they do it when they don't have a rooster to keep, because roosters do it to keep predators away.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the hens don't have a rooster, they'll try to keep the predators away.
Gotcha. Okay, I think I got everything. Double check. That's all on there, right? That's all on there, right? I'll double check real quick, make sure everything made it through on Premiere for the paperwork.
Cool.
Yep. I see it. Let me see. Yep, I think it looks like we got everything that needs to be done. So the only thing that I have left, and I don't need you with filling it out, is that coordination of care that we fill out that goes to your primary care provider.
Right.
So that one I'll have to figure out if once I fill it out, there's a way to send it to you to e-sign, or else I'll have Brett bring it at some point to sign.
Right.
Everything everything else, I think we have a D sign for now. So like when I get the updated treatment plan, which you said the goals were fairly similar, the same for both CBRS and counseling, kind of said the same ones kind of apply. But I'll get those updated ones written. And then as far as I know, we have all of them capable now where I can send them, and then Miguel puts some sort of a DocuSign thing on it and sends it out, can send it out to you to be signed.
Nice.
So that's a newer thing that we finally have, because sometimes it's really hard to get people, not even just people who don't leave their house, but people who have crazy schedules, or like where I work with the teen and I never see the parents.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, I need this signed and you never come in. So we have that technology now. So have you started doing more things again? Well, you're not while your knees are messed up, but when you talked about like, oh, I might get this book out and look through it again, or
I haven't done it. I honestly didn't do anything when I was laid up with my knee. I just sat there and waited for my knee to heal. I didn't read a book. I didn't listen to a book. I didn't watch a movie. I didn't watch TV. I did nothing.
Well, hopefully now it's getting to the other side of things.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm good.
Still a little bizarre. Like, you would think something else would have to also be going on, just because.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a previous injury.
I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be able to throw out your knee getting on a couch, but
yeah.
I don't know. So you got anything? Did you went out with Brett today, or was it?
I did. Yeah, a little bit. We went around. We went and looked at a 4-way stop they're putting in on the corner of Chubbuck and Pole Line, or Chubbuck and, why am I saying Chubbuck? On Hawthorne and Quinn, that 4-way stop that's been there. They're turning that into a stoplight and a bigger intersection. So.
Yep, I'm aware, because we're sick of it. I mean, we're going to be excited when it's done, but it was already closed for like this huge chunk earlier this year when they were doing some sort of like of the underground stuff, or I don't remember what all.
Yeah, they were putting in the stuff. Me and Brett would sit there at that church and watch it.
So it was closed all of that time, so having to take the new path, and then it was open, and it was nice to have it open again. And I think it's going to be really nice when it's a stoplight, because people suck at doing 4-way stops when it's that many directions.
Right.
I feel like it ended up sometimes just being a free-for-all, where I was like, well, it's not your turn, but okay. So I think it'll be nice once it's open again. But
yeah, they've widened the road quite a bit. We went down there. I took some pictures of it and stuff. And we drove right up to it. They're about ready for pavement, so shouldn't be that much longer.
Maybe it's getting close.
Yeah.
Because that was just a handy path from certain places, because I live off of Hawthorne, so.
So do I.
Part of where I would go.
I live by the K&B. You know where that is?
No.
So if you were to go down Hawthorne from that stoplight, if you just kept going, there's a little store that's just on the road.
Oh, okay.
It's a little like weird store. I live like 2 blocks from that.
I'm sure I've driven by it a bunch of times back when that road was open.
Yeah, if you keep going down that road until you get to, you know where they sell the RVs?
That I know where that is. I've seen that.
Yeah, so the K&B is like 3 blocks north of that. Just right there. There's a school. There's a grade school. Mm-hmm. It's across the street from that grade school.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I live over the other way of Hawthorne, where it's over by the I think it's actually called the Hawthorne Animal Hospital.
Oh, yeah. That's my vet. Yeah, my mom lives right over there.
That could have been my vet, but when I needed a vet and I called, they weren't taking any new people.
Yeah, they don't take new people. They're so booked.
So I was like, well, I thought it'd be really convenient to have a vet right close to me, but
yeah, I'd keep trying to get in.
I think it's Bannock.
Yeah.
Bannock Pet. I don't remember what it's called now, but that's the one I ended up going to because they have the openings. So did you guys? But that's someplace that you already go and it's in your comfort zone. So you haven't really pushed.
No, I didn't push. I didn't push today at all.
Okay. So you might be feeling closer to as the medicine's been.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'll find out a little bit more. I just last night, took it at night, and so when I woke up today, I felt good and everything. So it's like, oh. What I like to do is when I do anything new is wait and see if I die. And then I usually don't. As of today, I've never died from doing anything. And so from then I move forward. Even when I eat new food, I'll eat just a little bit of it and just wait like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't die, then I'll pig out. But I'm like, well, I better make sure that I'm not going to die from it. And my thing is it's not that if I die, because my thing is like, well, what if I would have to go to the hospital? Because then I would have to leave. So I actually don't think of dying. I think of, then I'd have to leave.
Right.
And then somebody would make me go, and I don't want to go. And then there'd be a big old weird thing happening.
There'd be some intensive exposure therapy, yes.
I know.
That'd be like flooding.
Yeah, trust me, I thought about it Saturday night. I was like, should I just call an ambulance and just go to the hospital? My knee hurt so bad that I couldn't find a position that it would relax. Like laying on my back, laying on my stomach, laying on my side, sitting up. The only thing that kind of seemed to work was standing, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I stood from like 3 to 7. Just stood there. I'm like, well, I can't sleep standing.
I don't think so.
But then it started to feel better about 7, so I slept from 7 to like 9.
Well, hopefully it continues to be on the trend of healing.
Yeah, it is.
And that it doesn't happen again where you have to be like, okay, there's something more going on.
Right.
Guess you might have to change how you get on the couch.
Well, yeah, I mean, like how I don't usually lay on the couch. Like I said, it was the 4th of July. I just decided to just lay down. And so I kneeled, and it just, something hurt. And I was like, oh, that was weird. And it didn't even swell up until the next day.
Right. That is an unusual, I've never, but, weird things happen. But hopefully by next week, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's completely back on the mend.
Right.
Alright, well, thanks for being willing to meet today so that we could officially have it all done in the time frame.
Yeah.
And I can have my week off with my sister and everything, and I'll see you next week at the normal day.
On Thursday. All right, well, I appreciate you. Thank you, and have a good week with your sister.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.